Port of Setúbal, a European and Iberian port. This is one of the most beautiful bays in the world, inhabited by one of the few estuary populations of bottlenose dolphins on the planet, and enhanced by the beauties of the Sado Estuary Nature Reserve, the Serra da Rabeta Mountains and spectacular beaches. We present you with a port that exists in rare harmony with the beauty of the environment around it, and which nestles comfortably next to the city that helped build it. It seems natural that the river and the city should come together in a port that generates wealth and protects the environment around it. There has even been a return of species that had disappeared. The Setúbal and Sesimbra Port Authority has a strategy of sustained development, including the protection and improvement of the quality of the environment. In this way, the port, city and river are in harmony, uniting as one, rather than being distinct and separate entities. With its leisure areas and bars, its river transport, its rich tradition of fishing and excellent seafood restaurants, its constant concern for the environment, its equipment to prevent pollution, and its environmental monitoring plans, its pleasure boating, Port of Setúbal not only makes the city dynamic, but also generates wealth, making it the most important business center in the region. The port's many features make it a magnet for company investment. We're talking about a port that handles around 7 million tons per year. The port is important in the fruit and metal product sectors. We're talking about the country's leading port in the roll-on roll-off sector. We're talking about the country's leading port in general break bulk cargo and a large exporter of solid bulk cargo. We're talking about a port that receives around 2,000 ships per year, both for commercial cargo operations and for repairs in the Lisnav dockyard, which deals with the largest ships in the world. Vehicles, fuel, diesel, petrol, coal, cement, copper concentrate, iron, wood and paper pulp, in other words, cargoes of vital importance, making the port one of the top choices nationally and internationally. Facilities are distributed over 11 port terminals, both public and private, both specialized and multi-purpose. The public terminals include roll-on roll-off transport, the multi-purpose Zone 1, the multi-purpose Zone 2, and the SAPEC solid and liquids terminal. The private terminals include Cecil, Auto Europa Volkswagen, Praias do Sado, Tanque Sado Eco Oil, and Eurominas. The Phoenicians and the Romans were the first to identify the natural potential of the place in terms of its excellent geographical location and ideal navigation conditions. Centuries later, fishing took over as the major concern, and the most important canning industry in the country became established here. It was from Setúbal and Sesimbra that brave fishermen would set sail, and to this day the port of Sesimbra is one of the most important fishing ports in the country. With a safe and modern port, Setúbal is fitted out with the latest maritime traffic control equipment, such as VTS, Vessel Traffic Services, and AIS, Automatic Identification System, and is also certified according to the International Ship and Port Facility Security Code, ISPS. It uses video surveillance and restricts access to the commercial terminals, and has an internal emergency plan as well as shipping support services, including port service ships and tugs. Setúbal is at the cutting edge of port information systems, which makes the handling of ships and cargo both quick and easy. In terms of access, the port of Setúbal stands out from other ports. Its connections to the motorway do not run through the city and are generally traffic-free. There are direct rail connections to the terminals. These are fully integrated into the national and Iberian railway networks. The connections to outstanding industrial infrastructures and logistical platforms are factors which almost preclude hesitation in choosing the port of Setúbal. We're talking about a sheltered estuarine port, navigable all year round, with a river bar open 24 hours a day and 365 days a year. It accepts ships with a draft of up to 12 meters, a figure which will soon be increased to 14 meters. The specialized terminals are just one of the many advantages for shippers and transporters, importers and industry. The logistics of this port can be described as nothing less than excellent. Huge areas are dedicated to a logistical platform that cannot be matched. Of these, Portugalk stands out, with an area of 400 hectares and located only 11 kilometers away. There are also logistical areas within the port of Setúbal itself, such as PL7, which includes Interset, Sapek Bay, Rodofair, Sodia Park, Syntax and Treve, among others. Situated 40 kilometers from Lisbon, the port of Setúbal aims to be the best Iberian solution for linking to Madrid, in terms of both time and cost. Its location in the middle of the main maritime routes between northern and southern Europe and on an Iberian corridor with significant future potential makes it the right choice for any modern and national maritime transport solution. Industry is aware of this fact, and Cecil, Sapec, EDP, Auto Europa, Portugal, Siderurgia Nacional and Lusosider are already there on the ground, generating wealth in the region. The Setúbal and Sesimbra Port Authority, APSS, has a policy of being customer-orientated and looks to provide maritime and intermodal transport solutions to satisfy market demands and customer needs. The port has a capacity to expand in terms of port operations, industry and logistics in a way that no other port in the country has. Setúbal can be proud of its beautiful scenery, its estuary, its history, and now its Iberian dynamism reflected in the port, which it embraces as its very own.